today I'm going to check out something that I saw in Guitar Center. From ProLine, their mini boombox mic stands. Now it says here on the box that it's perfect for amp and bass drum miking, and basically they are selling this under the idea that it's useful for recording, putting your microphone in front of an amplifier. Oh, and by the way, part of this particular video is also another test. I'm in a loud room. I have a quiet room. I have the whisper room, but I'm doing this on a table for a reason. And I'm in a room with ambient sounds, and I'm recording directly from a Zoom H4n right here. So I'm just going directly from the Zoom through the headphone jack into a Canon EOS 70D. I'm using an attenuator cable, and I've got the volume at a relatively low level with the built-in camera attenuator off. So I got that out of the way. All right, so here's the thing. Saw this in Guitar Center, the ProLine mini boom mic stand. Again, they're kind of advertising it as something you might use for miking an amp or a bass drum. Which is probably what they thought of it as. But what I liked about it, and I'm going to illustrate that, is I'm looking for a mic stand, a good one, for my Shure SM7B. Now, some people use an articulating arm, some people hang it down. I wanted to see what I could do about putting it on my desk, and I've even got a couple of other parts I might want to tinker with, which is an angle. But let's deal with one thing at a time. First I'll open it up and upside down, and here is the stand itself. Two pieces, little pivot over here, so you have one level of articulation. Let's get that out there. And what I really liked about it, what I saw in the store, was how heavy it was. See, the point is I want to have something that'll go on the desk, and when you put something on your desk, it needs to be heavy or it's going to fall over. And this is a pretty heavy mic, the Shure SM7B. So heavy bass inside the box. I don't know what it weighs. I didn't see anything on the box that tells you, but it's heavy. Let's just say that it's a very heavy piece of weight here. So this will serve as the base. And what I also like about it is the shape. If you see the shape, it's not a circular thing. Circular works great because of the physics of a circle. It gives you equal weight, but this is like a price tag thing here. The hole is here and the weight is in front of it, essentially meaning that when I put the pole on here, and we're going to do that now. Wow, it's heavy. It's hard to do this. Let me try that again. So we put our pole in there. This is easier. It's really heavy. You can't do it that way. Learn that from me. All right, so we do that. We get her in there. Oh, this is good. Hey, like a lug wrench. So I'm twirling it on. Much easier. Okay, so I'm getting that on. It eventually has a nut where it will stop, and it did. Okay, so it's now secured at the bottom. All right, now what I like about this particular unit is it has a lot of articulating going on here. First of all, you have this and a grip, right? But then you have a little knob here that you can bring this pole in or out. All right, so if you want to string it out, you could do that. If you want to pull it back a bit, you could do that. And of course, you could always keep it upright if that's what you wanted to do. So you have this level of articulating. So I'm going to kind of put it 50% over here, left to right. And for the moment, let's just do 50% going here. Now, what it also has is another adjustment at the bottom, which take this up and down. And what's nice also is that the cap itself is removable. So if you didn't, let's say, want this particular arm, and you have a need for just the tabletop, you could put your straight out mic on there, and you've got a great mic stand with the weight, again, balanced totally up front. So whatever you put on here, you want to have balanced out. But let's, oh, and I also have this other kind of arm here, which is from On Stage Stands, which could go on the top of this to give me a shorter arm if I want, and that's also very adjustable. So I could tinker with angles here. But I kind of like the idea of this one here. That's why I saw it in the store, and I kind of, you know, had to have, not only have one, I bought two. So we put this puppy on here. And of course you can, oh, it's spinning because I'm at the end. All right, so, and again, you get your height here, you get your angles with this over here. And again, I'm going to just put everything at 50% just to have a starting point. And everything's locked in, halfway this way, halfway up and down, halfway everything. And of course the Shure has its own little collar, so you don't have to spin the mic around. So I'm going to just put that on here. See how that handles this. There we go. Not needing threads, but it is standard threading. Oh, and for the record, might as well show this, not just talk about it. Sorry about that, doing this twice. I should also point out that this is not a hollow piece here. It's solid. Of course, this part here is hollow, but they've got a nice little nipple in there, and it has an articulating, or I don't know what you call it, an adjustable collar to bring it up tight. So you can bring that up as far as you want to give it a little extra bite. So let's put this back on with the collar. And again, I can adjust the inner collar once I get to a point where I feel it's secure, which I do right now. All right, so it's held in, and of course it's dropping now, but what we're trying for here is to find just the right angle going up and down, and then you lock it in. And that's a great angle for what it's worth, dropping down. Now, the one thing you need to keep in mind with a stand like this is I went out of my way to get one that has this front face rather than a fully circular, because it's not, because of that, it doesn't need to take up as much space on my table. But that also means that my weight is balanced for that. I wouldn't want to put the heavy side on the side because it will tip over. I could put the heavy side here, and it's pretty good balancing that way, you see, because there's a heavy weight here. But the nice thing is I could just add my own weight. I could put a book on it, or I could do something if I want on my desk to hold that down. But for what it's worth, I can, again, you don't want sideways, but forward it's got great balance. And of course I can adjust this part here, as I mentioned, inward. And of course a common technique for when you want to make adjustments like that, and of course I could still go up and down with it. So to me this is a great alternative to a spring-loaded arm, because you have the ability still to turn it. Of course, again, you want to keep it on certain angles. Turn it back. I can gain some extra height. I can do things of this nature. I can bring it up. Now, again, physics are you're not going to be able to bring it up tall and in certain angles without adding a little extra counterweight on there, which you could do too, just by taking, you know, a string and tying it down or things like that. But for what it's worth, for a microphone of this type on my desk, I think this is going to do just fine. Find myself a good angle going in this direction. I don't need it to articulate as far out that way. And of course, the Shure SM7B already has its own ability to pivot within that area. Before I wrap up, another quick little feature: you have a clip on the side to give you a little bit of cable management. For what it's worth, it would have been nice if they gave you two, so you can clip up on the top and on the bottom, but not too big a deal. Can put my wire in over there, and you're good to go. And as I said, I think a mic stand of this type is perfect for doing desktop podcasting, things like that. You could bring it in front of your face if you're doing some sort of voiceovers and you want to read. Of course, you might have to adjust the height to work with whatever angle you're at. But for what it's worth, this is the ProLine Mini Boom mic stand. And that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. You know, you and I, we kind of get along so well. We should meet one day. I mean, we've talked about it a dozen times by now. Yeah, why not? A little, you know, we'll go out to a movie or something like that. How's that sound? Oh, I should just let you know, by the way, the pictures in my profile, they're not exactly accurate. The muscles you saw in the pictures, I photoshopped them in. yeah, I know. And the head, I'm not good at Photoshop, so I left the head on it. Yeah. No. Well, how about coffee? Oh, hey, sorry. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I hope you liked the video, yada, yada, yada. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, hit the bell, make sure everybody sees it, share it with your friends, and thanks for watching.